Hey everyone, so today in this video I am doing baby's 2-week update. He's actually 2 weeks and 1 day. I did want to wait 1 day longer, but I guess it didn't really matter. But later this afternoon he does have his 2-week checkup, so I wanted to, but I think by the time I get back from the appointment, because like in mid-afternoon, and then I might have to go pick up my my other daughter with my daughter, and then by the time I get back I might be really tired, so I might not be able to film it today, and I kind of want to do it as close to the 2-week mark as possible. Anyway, so baby is 2 weeks and 1 day, and some updates on him is I will film extra after the appointment today to kind of get an update on his weight, but I think he's growing just fine. Usually there's the concern of the baby's not growing, at least in terms of weight, because they lose weight after the birth weight. With my two older ones, my 2 girls, they were like borderline, and they always had to go a week after, you know, they had to do like a 2-3 day checkup and then a week checkup, but he didn't have to do that. He lost like maybe 4% of his weight, which is like really good. They can lose up to 10% before they have to like do the whole rechecking thing. I don't think that he has lost weight. I think by this time he's supposed to have regained his birth weight, so it'll be fun to see how much he actually weighs at this appointment this afternoon. But like I said, I don't think he's lost weight. He I don't know, I don't remember like newborn babies, but like I feel like he's like a really big baby. Maybe because I haven't been working out like throughout my whole pregnancy, so like my muscles are like really really weak, but he just seems like a big baby to me. And he seems like really like solid, which is good, because that's kind of what his name means apparently. Solid as a rock. Somebody asked me yesterday what his name was, and I told them, and then they're like, oh, what does it mean? And I didn't pick his name for the meaning. I picked his name because it just popped up in my head one day and I really liked it, and I didn't find a better one since from the 2nd trimester at that time to the to when he was born. So it was just, that was the name I picked. So when people ask me the meaning of the name, I'm kind of wondering if I should say what the meaning is in terms of what I looked up and found, or if I should say, oh, just no meaning, like I just like the name. I do want to do a name video, boys' names that I liked but didn't use, and then I'll do a reveal of what his name is if you don't know what it is already. So the first week, I think, like I said in a previous update, at day 5, day 6, I kind of like hit a wall with breastfeeding, I feel like, because like like I said, a big chunk of skin kind of came off, and I was like really stressed out about it. But that is kind of, we got over that hump, and I think both nipples are healing pretty good. Every time there's the latch on, I feel like there's always a risk of what it's gonna be like, and if he's gonna mess up the nipple or whatever, but so far so good, knock on wood. He latches on pretty good. I mean, like ideally he gets his mouth really open wide, but even if he doesn't totally get it like super wide, he latches on pretty good, better than my older 2. And I don't think it's necessarily like, oh, he's a better latch on baby. I think it's more like I know how to do it better. And I think having exclusively breastfed my 2nd child, he's my 3rd, I think it makes it a lot easier. I think this round it makes it a lot easier. Also, there's a 4-year difference between my older ones, and there's only a 2.5-year difference between number 2 and number 3. And because I breastfed like about a year or a little over than a year, it's only been a 1.5 years, so I think my nipples were like easier. I think it's a combination of my nipples were easier to train, I guess, and also I have like a better sense of how to do it, which I think is like really helpful. I kind of wanted to do a video on like how to breastfeed if you have inverted nipples, but I think ideally it would be good to show what the nipple looks like, but I just think But maybe I don't have to do that. And I think it'd be a helpful video for people who do have inverted nipples. In week 2, he was doing some major peeling, I feel like. Kind of just all over in splotches, like some on his chest, some on his arms, some on his legs, a little bit on his face. And particularly when it was hot days. Our weather has been going like up and down, so we'd have like a really hot day and like the next day, and like today for example is like pretty cool. It's like in the low 60s or barely mid 60s, which I think is kind of cold. But he, particularly on those really hot days, his skin will peel a lot. But now that we kind of passed this 2-week mark, his skin, his peeling skin is much less. There's not many spots that are peeling, but like I said, maybe it's because the weather is a little bit cooler, but I think he's kind of gotten over that hump. Also in the second week, his eyes got really goopy. He just got a lot of goopy, greenish, sticky kind of stuff in his eye, and sometimes like he couldn't even like open his eyes. So you know, I just had to clean that a little more often, and it got kind of like the bedding kind of like dirty, so I had to change that a little bit more often. But now that we passed the second week, his eyes, that goopiness, that sticky goopiness is has minimized, and I think it's like pretty much almost gone. His hair is pretty much the same. He has a lot shorter hair than my two, shorter hair and also less hair than my 2 older ones. But he's not a completely bald baby. He has like here, like this top part is less hair than the rest of his head. So when he was born, it was funny, he kind of looked like a little old man. A little old man about to bald, like starting to bald. When he sleeps, I can see my older kids in him, definitely. But when he opens his eyes, when his eyes are open, he looks different. I think he looks different. His eyes are really big, and I do think he looks different. But when he's like sleeping, he definitely looks like my older kids. So it'll be fun to see what he looks like as he grows older. And I haven't taken like a ton of, no, I haven't taken any like newborn photos and stuff like that. I just haven't had time. But I've been trying to take as many photos on my phone as I can, kind of thinking that, I don't know, maybe photos in the natural element is better because it gives you a sense of reality than staged photos like in fluffy white settings. I don't know, but basically I haven't really taken any photos. Hopefully I can take some photos with him. Well, probably not today because he has an appointment that we have to leave for in 20 minutes, and he's feeding right now. So feeding has been going really well. I'm trying to get him on somewhat of a schedule. Nighttime he is pretty good, but then during the he's like very good actually. During the day it's pretty much like I finish feeding and then 2 hours later feed again. So that's kind of the schedule. Lying down feeding is like such a savior. Like if you're breastfeeding or if you're going to be breastfeeding, I definitely recommend trying to figure out how to do a lie down thing, because breastfeed while lying down, because it is just, when you're tired and you still have to feed, it just, you both can, well, you can rest while you feed, and it's just I think for this pregnancy, or for this baby, that just has been a huge lifesaver. I have been really busy now because I have 2 older kids. Been trying to help out as much as possible with pickup, and I haven't been able to do drop off in the morning. I'm not there yet, and but it's funny because on a few occasions, people are telling me like, oh, you're out already, and you know, in Asian culture, the idea is that you stay home, and in some cultures don't even take a shower for an entire month. So you stay home for an entire month and you don't take a shower for an entire month. And I am doing like the complete opposite. And it's funny because one mom was telling me, for my older daughter's class, was telling me I should be in for a month. That I knew already. She was telling me that I shouldn't drink cold water, and maybe like don't take a shower, and like I don't know which one is which, but the cold water, drinking cold water and taking a shower is or like washing your hair or something, will give you arthritis later in life and headaches later in life. So I'm pretty much doing everything that you're not supposed to be doing. So I guess I'll have to look out for arthritis and headaches and those kind of things, because the day after I gave birth, the first thing I wanted to do was take a shower. And then throughout my pregnancy, I've been drinking cold water, and I continue to drink cold water. Not necessarily I need ice anymore, but I definitely do drink, refrigerate my water. And what else? Last night was pretty amazing. Well, yesterday was, the whole day was pretty amazing, because it was the last concert. It's like a music concert at the end of the year for my older daughter, and I'm happy that I was able to go to that music concert where they sing songs and things like that, because they had 4 kids out of the three kindergarten classes, and she was one of the 4 kids that did a little a speaking thing. So she actually introduced the whole concert, and it was incredible. And I'm so proud of her, because if you knew her last year, she didn't have like a speaking part or anything, but like during the concert she was just so nervous or so upset about she didn't want to perform essentially. So she would just kind of stand there. She knew the words, she knew the arm motions, but she would basically just kind of like stand there. But this year she read like a whole entire paragraph, introduced the whole music concert, like good afternoon, blah blah, and they were talking about the music and introducing this first song that they were going to sing. And it was just incredible. Like I was just so happy that I was able to go to that. And then last night, and my older daughter, I feel like, since I told her I was pregnant throughout my pregnancy, and then even a little after, she was not really thrilled about the baby, in my opinion, I think, like, or that was the sense that I got. But last night, she, out of nowhere, she was like, you know, you could put the baby on my bed. And before, she didn't really want the baby on her bed, because I don't know, maybe she was afraid that the baby was going to poop on her bed or whatever. But she, out of nowhere, said, and I never forced her, so she said, you know, you can put the baby on the bed. And then she's like lying next to the baby, and it was just like such a good moment. I was like, thank goodness, because I felt like she was upset, or, you know, like she you know, she didn't want me to have another kid. And I don't know if it was because she didn't feel like I would give her enough attention, or like what it was. She didn't want another body in the house. I don't know what it was, honestly. And so I think that was like, it just made me really happy to see that. And she's such a good big sister too. So like, I don't know, maybe it just took her a little while to warm up to the idea, or to him, or whatever. What else? The baby is a very chill, mellow baby. I don't know if it's a third baby thing, or whatever, or something, or just him, or what it is. But I had like kind of concerns or whatever, like in terms of what is the baby going to be like? Is it going, you know, third baby, is he going to be, and it's a boy versus girl, like is he going to be more crying and whatever? But he's actually like the most mellow kid. Oftentimes he doesn't even cry when he's hungry for milk. He'll just like whimper, like and he's like really patient, because I do have to work my nipple right before I breastfeed, so he is often patient. the most times when he is like crying or it's mostly if he's in pain. The first week he was in pain, so that is understandable of him crying so badly at certain times, particularly at diaper changes. And then and pretty much just diaper changes, like if he does a big poop or something and I guess it's maybe really irritating his skin, that's when he cries the hardest. And then slightly after that, maybe because like he did take a big poop, so maybe he's like all of a sudden really hungry. Those are really the only times that he cries really loud. Or if he's having like heartburn, I guess, because he's like spitting up, or he needs to spit up, or he needs to sit up right after he feeds. So those are really the only times. Other than that, he whimpers and he's just like a really chill baby. There was one day that I was saying like he feeds pretty much like every 2 hours, but there was one day he just like constantly wanted to be fed, or it seemed like. So I just kept feeding him and I was exhausted by that day. I just was so exhausted. And then I realized, you know, just because he's whimpering or crying a little bit, maybe he just, you know, he needs to be held for a little bit longer or whatever. For some reason my camera just turned off after like about 16 minutes, and I should probably keep these videos a little bit short, but I just want to document this time because I have the drive to do it as much as I can before I go back to work. So what I was saying, like, so since that one day where I was just like completely utterly exhausted, I try to hold him off to at least an hour and a half between feeds to kind of like regulate his feed schedule. Also on day, I think it was day Tuesday, day 10 or day 11, his belly button did fall off that day. It was kind of like hanging on a thread, and I had a feeling that it was going to fall off that day, and it did. It finally fell off, and then the next day I gave him a bath. So that was yeah, I gave him his first bath. So he's had one bath so far. And I've had a few like already. It's only been 2 weeks. I've had a few episodes of him peeing on me, like, and it's a boy thing. Like it just goes up and all over. And so he's peed on me at least 2 or 3. She peed on me 2 or 3 times. He peed on me this morning, so that I think that was like the 3rd time. And he's pooped on me too. Like, and his poop is not just like, it's like a poop explosion. Like, and he poop exploded on me during a diaper change. So I mean, my second one, my last baby, she peed on me a couple times, like the whole time she was an infant, newborn infant. This guy in 2 weeks has already peed and pooped on me like 3 or 4 times. So that is definitely something that's different with a boy. I have to be like extra careful. I do kind of leave him on the changing table for a few minutes to make sure it looks like he's finished doing everything that he needs to do, because when he does go poo or pee, like, he is like pretty still. So, but I don't know, maybe I was just not careful this morning. So that happened. My friend told me, who has a boy, there are some, and she called it cone thingies that you can put over their business, and it should contain it, but I didn't look it up yet. I'm trying to figure out different ways to do it quickly. Like I've tried like putting the diaper over and kind of going through the sides and kind of putting the Vaseline on, or taking like a piece of paper, and I've been trying this like just today, I think, because he peed on me this morning, putting a piece of paper over it, seeing if that will help. But it, you know, his penis like sticks right up, or sometimes it sticks up towards his face when I'm holding his feet. So it's dangerous. It's a dangerous weapon. So I think that is about it. Any other updates? So I've been trying to pick up my older daughter as much as I can. Today I obviously can't because I have an appointment, but for the most part I have been able to. I think there was like once or twice where I had to feed him and I wasn't able to. But for the most part I've been picking up my older daughter and then my younger daughter, and I've been taking her out for snack, and then I would go pick up my younger daughter. So I've been trying to be involved as much as possible, and I think it's important to just, I think it is very important when you are in the maternity ward, when they say take 3 to 4 walks, take 3 to 4 walks. And I might want to do a video on this. I think the more you try to get back into your routine and the more you try to not laze around and try to be a little bit more active, not like lifting bricks or anything or like running a marathon or anything like that, but just doing like everyday kind of tasks, I think the quicker you recover. Because I feel like in this postpartum I've recovered the fastest, and I don't know if it's because of the delivery, and I don't think it is, but I think it's or you know, maybe it's because like I feel like I have to recover quickly. But I feel like even if I thought I have to recover quickly, it's not like you will recover quickly, but I feel like in this postpartum time I've recovered the quickest out of all of my postpartum times or whatever. So yeah, I think I want to do a video on that. And also, if you have any video requests, videos that you want me to do, then please leave them in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys are interested in watching. And yeah, we talked about feeding and growth. So when I come back later today, I will do an update on how his weight is doing, how his growth is doing, and I think that is about it. So I will see you soon, and I'll check in back in a little bit. And yeah, so it is several days later, and I didn't end up filming a update after his well child visit because the well child visit went over a little bit longer than expected, and then I went to go pick up my younger daughter, and then I just was exhausted by the time I got home. So the face is completely bare. I just finished taking a shower. I finished giving him a shower, and I just finished feeding him on one side, but same person. This face is a, you know, in the late afternoon face or early evening face. And anyway, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to film a separate video. I thought I was going to consolidate it, but of course from editing the video is super long, and I'm going to film an update on his well child visit and all of that good stuff in a separate video in the next one following this one. So stay tuned for that. So that is baby's 2 weeks update. I will also try to do a belly shot once I finish feeding and put some cover up my top. So here is a quick belly shot before I go. I'm still wearing these upside down flipped over tank tops as kind of as a belly band. So this is my tummy, like this. Looks like so, you know, there's still a little cushion, but I think the cushion is actually kind of good because it serves as cushion for him when I carry him. And this is what he looks like. How he looks. There you go. There you go. You say hi? Okay, we gotta run. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this a video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.